guys, it's the RetrofloraPodcast. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Charmy, and we're just two crazy sisters with an opinion and a channel.
If you like true crime, conspiracies, and supernatural crap, then this is your channel. Happy holidays!
It's December!
Woo-hoo!
I feel like, is this the only video we're doing this December?
Yeah, you guys, we work retail, so work has been kicking our buns.
Yeah, we've been working a lot.
And then our family is so, we have so many family traditions, and we're always doing stuff, so.
We really had to have the time to record and sit down and do all this stuff.
I had these notes, but I just, you guys, I'm sorry. But
we're back.
We're back. And we're doing a Christmas urban legend folklore.
Ooh. And it's not Krampus?
It's not Krampus. It is a German-Austrian folklore. So please forgive me for my pronunciations because they might not be the best. Okay, I'm sorry in advance. So today we're going to talk about Frau Perchta.
Without further ado, let's get into this.
So Frau Perchta has many names. She's known as Berchta, Bertha, or you guys, please don't kill me. Spinnstubenfrau.
Yeah, that sounds Austrian.
And German, yeah.
And German.
Which means spinning room lady. She is a witch known in the Alpine regions of Germany and Austria. She is a folklore told to children who misbehave. Although it doesn't really matter your age, because if you haven't been a good person that year, she's gonna come for you anyway. So
she's E for everybody.
Yeah, she's ready to E for everybody. She is dressed in rags with a long beak-like nose made of iron in some sources, and she has a long, sharp knife, and some say that it's under her skirt. The legend states that at the start of the 12 days of Christmas, we're like literally in that.
I was wait, so is 12 days Christmas, 12 days after Christmas, or 12 days before Christmas?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Okay, hold on.
So it says, the 12 days of Christmas is a festive Christian season from December 25th, Christmas Day, to January 5th, the 12th night.
Yeah, so I guess we're not in the 12 days of Christmas. Not yet.
Wait, so you have to give gifts after Christmas as well?
I don't know. Wait, what?
Because he's like, on the first day of Christmas, but you love it, and you give 5 golden rings, and you have to give them gifts afterwards. I also heard that those aren't the stuff, since it's a very old song, we don't know the original translation, so we actually don't know what all the items are.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't care.
Because who wants a partridge in a pear tree?
Yeah, I don't care. Look, if I make my list, it's gonna be totally different from them, so I don't really care what they're asking for.
Who needs 12, what is it, 12 pipers? No, that's
12
9.
drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping.
Yeah, who needs all that?
Yeah, rich people. Rich people back in the day, because even the rich people nowadays aren't going to need any of that.
5 golden rings.
So, the legend states that at the start of the 12 days of Christmas, Perchta looks for lazy people or anyone who has been bad all year. In one version, she bears a similar resemblance to the Scandinavian goddess Frigga? I think her name's Frigga, who shares the same spinning obsession with her, and they're both obsessed with spinning wool into threads.
Isn't Frigga also Odin's wife in the Thor movies?
I don't remember. I don't know her name. I just call her Thor's mom.
Dang.
And for women who do not finish their weaving, she will set or trample your half-spun fibers.
Maybe you get sick and you can't finish it.
If you're sick, I don't know. Maybe she's gonna be like, alright, she said. It says lazy, so I'm thinking these people just don't want to.
I feel like if they're lazy, they wouldn't have even started it.
But back then, I think that was such a tradition for women to do. You know.
Yeah.
Like boba tea. I'm just kidding.
I hate you.
In another version, Perchta flies through the night sky with...
Like a witch.
Well, yeah, she is a witch, remember?
Oh, yeah.
She flies through the night sky with her demon army. That in one version, they look similar to Krampus, but in another version, they're the spirits of unbaptized children.
Wait, so you said she flies through the sky. Is it on a sleigh? Does Krampus fly on a sleigh?
You know what? I've listened to so many podcast episodes on Krampus, and I cannot tell you not one detail about this man. I really can't.
Except for he's the reverse Santa Claus.
Yeah, I literally watched so many podcast episodes, and I can't think of one fact on Krampus. I don't know which one's scarier though. Krampus looking demons, or I don't really know how the
like
spirits of unbaptized children are scary, but
I know, like, what do they look like?
But then again, ghost children are scary.
But is it are they scary because they're ghosts or scary because they're children?
I feel like ghosts.
Both?
No, ghosts. Because
like, I don't know, some people are scared of kids.
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. If a child was in the middle of my hallway crying in the middle of the night, I would be scared too. Like, I was like, what? How did you?
Versus
what is going
an
on?
adult? I feel like I could take a child in the fight.
You can't fight ghosts.
Well, if it's a regular child, a ghost child's different.
Girl, did you see Quarantine?
Okay, they were possessed. They were sick. Okay, that's different. It was a regular old kid just crying in my hallway, and then he tried to fight me.
Why?
I don't know what's wrong with this kid. Okay,
I don't like this scenario. I'm leaving. I'm just gonna jump out the window.
This kid might be a scammer trying to beat people up to
How
take their
did
money.
he get in the house? At this point, why cry? Just steal and leave.
He's looking for sympathy. I don't know.
Okay, well, he's scamming sympathy from people,
Yeah.
I guess. Legend has it that if you hear the winds roaring and thunder rumbling throughout the mountains, it is Perchta leading the wild hunt.
Honestly, if you hear thunder and there's no lightning, you should probably be freaking out.
I'm gonna freak out if I hear thunder and there is lightning.
It's just a clear day, and out here's bam.
I freak out any loud sound, so that's just me. For the kids who have been nightmares, Perchta carries them off in a sack and they are never seen again.
Instead of giving presents, she takes your presents.
You're the present, you're gone. For the kids that lie, she will cut their tongues out. If she enters a home that is unkept, she will cut open her victims and rip out their insides and fill it with garbage.
I feel like that's extreme.
Keep that house kept, because
I feel like she'll rip our insides out then.
No, we keep it kept. We just don't
We
have
can see the floor.
We just don't have no space because we have too much stuff. We need a storage unit
For free.
All right, because them storage unit prices are crazy. But if you have been good and have an upkept home, Perchta will reward you on the 6th of January with a shiny piece of silver in your shoes. And those who finish their spinning work will receive good luck all year. I wish it was gold, but you know what? The price of silver is definitely rising, so...
Yeah, so she's just evil Santa Claus. Well, I guess not evil Santa Claus, but no. She's Santa Claus that will punish you.
Yeah, she's like, look, we don't take... She's not...
I ain't about that cold.
Yeah,
I'm about that rip you open.
Right. Stuff garbage inside you type. Stick you in a sack and you're never seen again. Yeah, that's the level she's on. So I have a story, you guys. About this. Okay, so this story comes from the No Sleep Reddit thread, one of my faves, and it's from
Erutus?
Erutus?
Erutious.
Okay, and it's called Frau Perchta. I can still remember my mother's look when I told her I wanted to invite Lucy to spend the holidays with us.
It was also 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's also 5 years ago. She furrowed her brow in the way that she did when she thinks something is a bad idea. Are you sure you want to invite Lucy, dear? Of course. I'm sure. She's my best friend, Mom.
Lucy gonna get got.
This is Mum. Should I just say Mum?
Mum.
She let the water run over her hands for a few seconds, washing the potatoes she'd been making for dinner. I know she's your best friend, but Lucy can be a little... She seemed to contemplate her words. Much sometimes. How long will she be staying? This was an odd question for my mother, usually charitable, but I knew that it was that time of the year that had her nervous. It was the 29th of December. Christmas now is in the rear view and New Year's looming on the horizon. And my family was 4 days into celebrating the 12 nights of Christmas. My family is Christian, but the sect we belong to believe in the significance of the 12th night. The 12th night was marked by the Feast of Infamy. We spent most of the days at service, singing songs and praising God, but that night we hold a large meal, and Mother always takes a tortle to celebrate the occasion. That's also the night that Frau Perchta visits us, and that can be a tumultuous time all on its own. Yeah, so they have a scheduled night where she just visits this house.
I thought that was like the night that she visits every house, like Santa Claus.
I don't know. I guess I just thought she was visiting throughout the 12 nights of Christmas. That's why I'm like, is she doing this all 12 nights?
But if she does choose a night for a specific family and this family knows what she put in her itinerary, like she sends them a letter, like your day's been chosen this day, like I'm visiting you this day. Like it's weird to just have it already planned out. Okay, like she comes this day every year. She sent me a letter saying this.
You don't get a letter. She just appears and she's
sends
like, mark your calendar.
No,
You need to put this in your itinerary.
With the modern time, she sent an email.
Not a lot of people celebrate the 12th night. Christmas is usually the highlight of the season, but it's a religious tradition my mother and my father brought from France when we moved here. And it's been a part of my life for so long that it just seems normal to me. To my knowledge, Lucy's family was not religious at all, so Lucy was looking forward to seeing what holidays were like. Her family will be back on the 10th, just in time for the end of Christmas break, I said, almost pleading with her not to reconsider. My mother looked at her potatoes as she worked. She knows that it's not all fun and games, right? We go to church a lot of those days, and the celebration is mostly religious. I nodded. Yes, I assured her. She knows it's not all fun and games. That wasn't a complete lie. Lisa had been interested in my... Wait, is this Lisa right here? But is her name
Lucy?
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just gonna assume that...
Lucy is Lisa.
Yeah. Okay, Lucy, Lisa. Had been interested in my family's quaint holiday customs, and I had tried to tell her how this time of year was important to my family. There had been a lot of questions in my class about the 12 nights of Christmas. I had told them how it had to do with the nativity play and less to do with the song. How we had the traditional tortel, a pastry with a pea in it, and how if you found the pea, you got to be the queen for the evening. I usually found it, and my parents made a game of me being the queen for the night and parading me around the house. Lastly, I told them about Frau Perchta, the old woman who would visit on the 12th night and give out presents to good children. Okay, so you're right, she comes at the 12th night. I believe this was the reason that Lucy wanted to stay with me instead of Chelsea or Maggie.
Or Lisa.
Lucy saw an opportunity to get a kind of second Christmas and wanted to use my holiday to get more presents. That's already a red flag.
You know, I can't say anything because I do for my birthday, so...
Okay, but you can't control that. Like,
yeah,
she's specifically going there and pretending to care about this tradition, but she really just wants more presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Frau Perchta is going to be pretty mad about that. Okay. I wasn't too offended by this idea. I liked extra gifts too, but the idea of her using Frau Perchta to get them made me feel a little funny. Not guilty, but not good either.
I'm guessing Frau Perchta hasn't killed anybody yet in your village. So you would have warned a girl about this.
Maybe she doesn't believe her. You know,
she will now.
Yeah, well. Lucy was used to dealing with a kind and generous gift giver, but Frau Perchta was not a benevolent jolly being. Frau was a little scary, and I had only just gotten comfortable around her myself. She was a gift-giving entity, which was nice, but she was also a stick that my parents would use to correct me when I was bad. Unlike Santa, Frau was not just a Christmas entity either. The Frau was always watching, always judging, and they used her year-round when I stepped out of line.
Wait, so I thought this was she just drops the presents off. Does she sit there and talk to y'all too?
No, I think she, like, you know how Santa, like, he sees you when you're sleeping, like, she's watching.
Yeah, but they acting like she gonna sit down and have dinner with them.
No, I think she didn't come there and probably talk to them and be like, your kid was good, here's a coin and
yeah.
stuff like that. Your kid was naughty, watch me rip out their guts.
Oh my god.
And this house is unkept, so...
Better behave, Frau Perchta will see. Put the candy back. You wouldn't want me to tell the Frau. Better get some sleep before Frau Perchta knows you're naughty. I had never incurred the wrath of Frau, but Mom had said she would switch me if I were naughty. And she told stories of a sister that had gone missing after being especially willful one year. Frau Perchta was a coin with two faces, and one of those faces had teeth. Mom nodded stiffly. Be far for me to turn away guests during the holidays. Just make sure she's on her best behavior. You know how the Frau feels about willful children.
So there's no police.
Like,
there's no...
I mean, like, the police can come, but, like, there's, like, DNA evidence, all that stuff is not there. Like,
well, also, is it, like, in, like, the laws there, like, hey, if you die from this person, we have nothing
right.
we can
like,
do
look,
for you.
We're telling you right now, we're
like,
not getting involved.
And also, like, if you're from out the country, like, you can't do nothing about that either.
Well, she seems to come to specific, like, people who believe or whatever. I shuddered as she said the word, remembering the sister she had never seen again. Lucy arrived 2 days later, and her parents thanked mine for agreeing to let her stay. They were going to see friends out of town, places where Lucy would be regulated to a back room of strange children while their parents gathered. They offered my parents money for food and board, but they waved it away. Lucy was our guest, and they were glad to have her.
Her parents smiled at that, kissed their daughter goodbye, and they were off to the airport to catch their flight. My parents and I helped Lucy up to my room, Lucy having brought enough luggage for a month, and I showed her the cot we had set up for her and the spot in the closet I had emptied for her. She made appreciative noises right up until my parents left, and then she scowled at the idea of sleeping on a saggy old cot. I saw her eyeballing my canopy bed before she made her intentions known. As a guest, it would be generous for you to let me use your bed.
How are you guys friends?
I think she's learning the difference between real friends and shallow friends. And unfortunately, she had to learn this.
I will kick you out.
But where would I sleep? I asked, not quite understanding the trade-off. There was no way we could share the bed. The mattress felt too small for me sometimes. I looked at the floor, but wriggled my nose at the idea of sleeping there. I wasn't a messy child, but sleeping on the floor still seems like a great way to roll over on a Lego or a Barbie shoe. Well, why don't you sleep on the cot? It'll be like being on holiday, she said, sitting her bag on the foot of the bed and telling me about the Barbies she bought to play with and the DVDs she had for us to watch as I took my princess blanket and pillow and set it on the cot.
Did they say how old these people were?
Who?
The Lucy and the main character, because I don't know if the main has a name.
I don't think the main character has a name, but
I was thinking these are like teenagers, and she bought her Barbies. I was like, okay, never mind. What you say, teenagers?
No, it's not.
I bring my Brad dolls as a teenager.
This was going to be a long few weeks. My mother thought it was very sweet of me to let Lucy use the bed. I smiled and told her it was the right thing to do for a guest, but the cot was lumpy and I slept poorly. I thought mean things at Lucy every time I saw her snug in my bed, but I was careful to cut those kinds of thoughts off pretty quick. Such things might be willful, and I wasn't sure if Frau Perchta could read minds. I wasn't in a big hurry to find out either. The first week went by pretty quickly. Lucy and I played with dolls, watched cartoons in our pajamas, helped Mom around the house, and spent our nights giggling and telling secrets. Lucy was always polite and well behaved around my parents, but she was a bit of a brat in private. Lucy complained that our food was too bland, our house was too cold, and that the services we dragged her to every night were too dull. I had seen my father shoot her some dark looks as she sat in the pew beside me and sighed or fidgeted, but he was too kind to ever say much. She seemed to find our services quaint but boring, and was always ready to go when it was time to leave. On New Year's, Mom and Dad let us stay up with them till midnight and toast the New Year with sparkling cider. We sat in front of the TV watching the New Year's special and waited for the ball to drop. Lucy told me about how last year she and her parents had been in Paris for the New Year, and her mother had let her drink some of her champagne when the clock struck midnight. I asked her what it tastes like, and she said low, so my parents didn't hear. It tasted better than this gross juice. Girl, have you lost your mind? Apple cider is bomb.
Also, champagne is nasty.
It's not nasty, but
I don't like
sparkling
champagne.
cider is so good. I don't know what this little brat's talking about.
Maybe their cider is different than our cider.
It tasted better than this gross juice, and stuck her tongue out as she laughed. She went to set her glass down, and I saw it tip over and spill on the carpet. She picked it up quickly, and my mother saw the stain before she saw the glass. Oh no, who spilled grape juice on my carpet? Lucy pointed the finger at me. It was an accident, ma'am. She didn't mean to. Oh!
I'm just wondering why you guys are friends. Like, how does this behavior just not show up now?
I don't know. Well, I know I've had a bratty friend. I never spent the night over the house, though. Or they spent the night over my house,
But
though.
you didn't have to spend a night to know they were bratty.
Yeah, but I rode the bus with them, so I wonder if that's why. Because they were kind of cool at school, but on the bus they were kind of bratty. I started to become indignant, but Lucy gave me a pitiful look that communicated clearly that she didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't say anything, and Mom made me get a towel to help clean it up. When they yelled Happy New Year's, I looked up quickly, having missed the ball as I dabbed at the spot. I didn't whisper to her that night, and I think she knew I wasn't happy with her. The second week was the worst. Lucy began to complain about the daily trips to church, and even my father's good mood was starting to stretch then. We had a neighbor who agreed to watch her while we went to church. I was honestly a little glad for the time away from Lucy. Her outburst and snarky attitude were funny at school. Oh, well, she can't. Well, I guess when it's not towards her, she thought it was funny.
Oh, you don't like how it's been directed towards you, main character, whose name we don't know?
Clearly, Charmy has a bone to pick with you.
I have a bone to pick with everybody except for the parents. Because we all know the snarky friends' parents are like, yay, we can't wait to get away from her. Let's dump her on this family for the holiday.
They're like, look, we're going to pay you for room and board.
Take her, please.
Her snark attitude were funny at school. usually making teachers grind their teeth and other students laugh. At home, she just came off as a brat and kind of mean to boot. After that, she mostly laid around in her pajamas and did what she wanted. Her complaints about our food, it was being too bland or being the same thing every day, were starting to wear on my mother as well. And I could see her counting the days till Lucy's parents came to get her. Dang, they probably had like a secret countdown. They're just like,
yes, count down the Christmas countdown to get rid of Lucy.
Right. All I want for Christmas is Lucy gone. Mom became a little weird where Lucy was concerned. I heard her calling her parents a few times, telling them how Lucy missed them and had asked when they were coming back. Lucy had made no such claims. She was clearly enjoying being our guest, and her parents coming back was the farthest thing from her mind. Despite my mom's best efforts, it appeared that Lucy would be with us through the weekend. Mom didn't seem happy about this, and I wondered if she was worried about what Frau would make of Lucy. Yeah, based off of what we know about her, probably not good. Like, not good for her. I wasn't happy with Lucy, but I didn't want her to disappear. The day of the 12th night arrived, and the house was filled with low excitement. Mom and Dad were cleaning wildly, Mom taking breaks to cook the meal for tonight, and Lucy and I were regulated to my bedroom so the house would stay clean. Lucy complained about this, of course, and kept asking me questions about the feast. What kind of food would we have? When would the princess cake be served? Which is what she had started calling the turtle. Would the Frau be here to give presents before or after the meal? Girl, you really think you're getting presents, huh? Mm-hmm. Would we have to go to church to get the gifts? She went on and on until I finally told her I don't know, or it would depend. I was tired of her being here, and I kind of wanted her to leave.
Yeah,
Girl,
everybody.
Yeah, we want her to leave for you. Before service that night, Mom had the food ready for our return and laid the turtle under the bowl to cool. The sitter made her way over, giving Lucy a look like she regretted promising to watch her, and we left for church. The Christmas service was always beautiful. The choir sang hymns, and Mom had made me a beautiful white dress for the service. The pastor read a beautiful sermon about the birth of Christ and his presentation to the temple. He talked about on the day of Epiphany, the 12th day, it was revealed that Jesus was the incarnation of God the Father, and how this was a momentous occasion for the people so they could have a personal relationship and not one dependent on the temple or the priest. I listened intently, having heard the story before, but always enjoying the pastor's stories about the life of Christ. I was a little sad when it ended, knowing that I would have to go back to Lucy and her meanness. I closed my eyes before leaving and asked Jesus to help me. I know she was like, Lord, please help me. Because I know I would have been like, Lord, give me the strength not to punch out Lucy. I asked him to take this burden away from me. Okay, wait. When you ask God for something, please choose your words wisely. Because you say, take this burden away from you. And it may not be taken away the way you want it to be. Mm-hmm. Which was something I heard people ask before. Maybe I should have been more careful with that prayer. Yeah.
Honestly, no matter what you prayed, Frau was gonna get that little girl.
Lucy was dressed in a similar white dress when we got home, a gift from my family to her for the feast. The sitter left waving and thanking my mother for the $10 she handed her, but going in a hurry without a backward glance. Lucy complained about the dress almost at once, saying it didn't fit right and it was too baggy for her. And she said that the hem was too long and that she kept tripping over it, but my mother ignored her as I helped her get the food on the table. Then we prayed over the meal and sat down to enjoy our feast. Mom had made a red wassail for the occasion, and warm apple cider tasted great after being out in the cold. There was mashed potatoes, ham, fruit, and vegetables, both stewed and raw, pies, roast, and of course the turtle, which sat at the centerpiece. Dang, girl, she made all that? We all dug in, and it was the first time I heard Lucy stop talking in days. She ate a little of everything, her eyes sliding again and again to the turtle. And who could blame her? The pastry glistened with sugar and looked delicious. When we had all eaten as much as we could, Mom cut the turtle and served us a piece. Now remember, if you find the pea, you get to be the royalty for the evening, she reminded us. We all dug in, savoring the tasty tart, and I expected to find the pea with every bite. I think even then I believed that my parents let me have the pea every year so I could be the princess of the feast, and as I saw my tart become smaller and smaller, I began to wonder if they had moved it this year. Lucy was eating as well, but I saw her hand slip into her pocket as she ate, clenching something. Suddenly, she sat up, bringing her hand out of her pocket and proclaiming how she had found the pea. I could only gape as my parents congratulated her. Had she just cheated to get to be the princess of the feast? It didn't have long to gape, however, since as she turned to me, grinning, there was a light tap at our door.
Well, at least you didn't have time to order you around.
Right. Mom stiffened, looking at Lucy and me saying, Frau Perchta has arrived. She and my dad left the table, headed for the door, but I stopped Lucy as she started to get up. You cheated. Why would you do that? I was less mad than hurt, honestly. Lucy was our guest. We had treated her far better than she treated us, and this was just needless. I would have let her share the title with me if I had won, but for her to cheat to win was just, my young mind didn't have words to describe it then. I simply couldn't make sense of why she would do that. Duh, your parents would have probably just given you the piece with the P in it. While you were at church, I lifted a corner and saw it in the corner of the piece she gave you. So I took it and put it in my pocket for later. It wasn't fair that you just got to win. So I cheated, just like your parents were going to. Now step aside, peasant. Your princess is off to get her presents.
Smack. That's when a smack when it came her way.
No, girl, Frau is here. Don't smack her. And with that, she skipped off towards the living room. I had little choice but to follow after her. The Frau was seated in the living room when I arrived. Frau Perchta.
Wait, she really makes house calls?
Yes. Frau Perchta, as I have said, had always scared me a little. She was dressed in a habit, a long white shawl covering her face and framing the ghastly-looking mask that she wore. The mask was made of dark wood, looking ancient and resembling a smiling ogre. She was hunched, using a cane to get around, and she leaned forward in the chair as she beckoned me forward with a gnarled hand. Come forward, child. I took a step, her voice sounding like dry leaves in a hollow log. Lucy stepped forward instead, standing before the Frau and jutting her chin out. Hey, I was here first. I should get my gift before her. My mom sucked in a breath, and my dad's eyes got very wide as his skin seemed to pale. The mask bent to look at Lucy, and the wooden thing did not like what it saw. Run along, child. You are not of my ilk, and I would not judge you by my rules. Lucy huffed out an angry breath. Hey, I was promised presents from you. What, I don't get presents because I'm not part of this place? The wearer of the mask sucked in a long, suffering breath and looked at Lucy icily. Clearly you are not of this place, child. If you were, you would know that it is wise to treat me with respect when I honor a household with my presence. Oh, so I'm supposed to accept that you didn't bring me anything? She brought the pea out of her pocket and waved it in front of the mask's face. I'm the princess of the feast, and I want my gifts. I'm royalty today, and you can't tell a princess no, she said haughtily. Girl, you about to die. I don't know what else to say.
It was nice knowing you.
It wasn't really that nice knowing you, Lucy. I'm not gonna lie. Her bluster melted away when the old woman's hand wrapped around her slender neck. Even if you were the grandest princess in all the lands, I answered to a higher power, and I will not be spoken to in such a way by you. You wish to have my gifts? Prepare to receive them. Girl, I'm sorry. If anybody ever told me to prepare to receive them, I would already be like, I would have died of fright. Because, that don't sound friendly. She stooped no longer, and carried Lucy's struggling body over to the coffee table. She shoved the magazines and knickknacks off the table and slammed the struggling girl onto the surface. I looked at my parents, but frozen in horror and surprise, before screaming for them to do something. My father looked at my mom, nudging her and whispering something to her that brought her out of her trance. She moved in front of me, blocking the scene from view, and whispered soothing words to me as my friend gagged and screamed. From the crook of my mom's arm, I could see the old woman take a knife from beneath her robe and lift it over the struggling girl. Her reddening face was terrified, seeing the knife preparing to gut her, and she struggled all the harder. The old woman's grip was like iron, though, and as she tried to line up her blade, she seemed to be having trouble seeing from her mask. The tip hooked beneath the lip of her mask, and it swung up to sit on her head, and it was then that she seemed to notice me. She looked at my mother, and her dry voice cracked, bringing her back around to face her. Do not shelter that girl. Let her see what befalls those who cross the white. My mom looked down at me, clearly not wanting me to see what was about to happen, but moving aside obediently. When I caught the sight of Frau's face, I put my hands to my mouth to stifle a scream. The ogre mask was an improvement compared to what lay beneath. Dang. Her gaunt face was skeletal, the nose little more than a flap of skin, and the skin was ice blue and stretched over her skull like a piece of wax paper. Her teeth were sharp, like little stones in her mouth, and she held my eyes with a pair of crystalline blues that nearly gave me frostbite. She released me a moment later, bending to the struggling girl she had pinned against my mom's coffee table, and lifted the knife to get back to work. Lucy struggled frantically. She was aware, it seemed, that this was no joke, and that neither her parents nor my parents were going to swoop in and save her. Lucy had found someone who would not give her a pass because she was young and pretty. She had found a creature to which things do not matter. Lucy had learned too late that sometimes it's best to not keep poking a bear when it's giving you a chance to run. When the knife came down, it seemed to surprise her all over again. Her white dress began to soak with blood, the blade cutting through her abdominal and slitting her belly open. The old woman cut into her gut, sticking the blade first into the table and dragging out the handful of ropey entrails. She threw them on the ground, Lucy twitching and convulsing as her life bled away. Her face had gone from red to purple and her eyes bugged out as the lack of air caught up with her. It seemed that blood loss won out, though, because I saw her bulging eyes roll up to the whiteness as her purple face slackened in a death mask.
Yeah, they kind of rewrote that sentence.
She went limp, head lolling to the side, and that Frau reached behind me to grab a scratchy sack I hadn't noticed before. She upheld the sack, spilling sticks and pine cones, old wrappers, and vegetable peels into the opening before taking out a long bone needle and stitching Lucy closed. She did this amazingly speed. Okay, that's what the sentence says.
At amazing speed?
Yeah, I think that's what I meant to say. She did this at an amazing speed. Years of practice, I suppose, sewing up Lucy as her dead eyes stared at the Frau's habit, which was unstained by blood or gore. When she finished, Frau Perchta sat in her chair once more and motioned me over. I didn't want to go. Girl, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. I had just seen this woman kill one of my best friends, but my mother pushed me towards her and gave me a nervous look that said all I needed to. I approached her chair on rubbery legs, trying not to look at Lucy's bloated form as I passed her. The Frau held out her hand, and the blue finger streaked with gore, and I heard the clink of coins. I held out my hand, not wanting her to touch me, and she let 4 large gold coins, oh girl, you ballin', fall into my hand. They too were bloodied, my gift holding its own little warning as she offered it to me. You are a good child. Know that I am pleased by your charity and your pure heart. Fear not, I will take care of that one, she said, indicating to Lucy. But you will need to make the proper excuses, she said to my parents and father. Dang, she's like, I'm gonna kill her and you need to figure it out.
She already did.
They both nodded and shunted me up to my room, and my numb fingers still gripping the coins. I didn't know how I would sleep after all that, but as the adrenaline wore off, I found my eyes growing heavy and it was morning before I knew it. I expected to find Lucy in my room asleep under her blankets, but she and her things were all gone. Her bag had been taken away, her bedding and clothes missing, and when I went downstairs, the living room was spotless. My parents were in the kitchen, their garbage from the night before nowhere to be seen, and my mom was on the phone with the police filing a missing persons report. Her voice held nothing but honest emotions, and that likely is why nothing ever was said about the incident other than regret. She left in the night, officer. I woke up to find her things gone and the front door open. Well, she had been feeling homesick, but we didn't think she would just up and disappear. We searched for her since dawn. My husband's noticed she was missing. No, not a sign of her. Yes, I called her mother and let her know. They're on their way back. Yes, please, officer. If you find anything, let us know. Thank you. She hung up the phone and sat with my father at the table, both of them looking at me. Sweetie, we need to talk about last night. Girl, you are right. We do. We definitely need to talk about last night, girl, because what the heck? She told me everything. She told me the old stories about how Frau Perchta would reward good kids and punish those who were willful. Mom told me that she had seen her sister punished in such a way as Lucy. The body and the mess gone by morning but not forgotten, and certainly not gone forever. They found her body a few months later, buried in a snowdrift. It was one of the reasons why I left the community when I was old enough. The police might not know what happened to her, but I did, and the community certainly did. When the coroner found sticks and rocks sewn inside her, the community knew that my mother had raised one of the willful ones. I hoped that by leaving I would be able to flee the traditions of my people, but when Frau arrived at my door on the first feast away from home, I knew there was no escaping her. She looked at me, her eyes full of pity and resolve. You will have to do the same. This is your life now, and it won't end just because you leave. The Frau is our burden and the gift given by the family generations, my family generations ago. She cannot be escaped. When you have your children of your own, you must remember this night and raise them to respect the white. You know the consequences of failure now. If the police ask you what happened to Lucy, just tell them the truth. Tell them that you haven't seen her since last night and leave it at that.
That's not the truth.
That is the truth. She hasn't seen her since last night.
We know what happened to her.
Well,
that's a lie.
And so I did. So I have been doing for years now. I'm a married woman now. I have children of my own. I have raised them both to revere and fear the yearly visits of Frau Perchta. My children are good kids, but I will never make the same mistake my mother made on that day when I was young. I'll never allow outsiders to stay at my house for the holidays, and I will never let my children know the dark secrets I keep inside. Yeah, so, I can't say that Lucy did not deserve, I mean, she didn't deserve to die, but, like,
She deserved a whooping.
she need to get her butt
Maybe
beat.
her tongue should just got ripped out. And that will be her punishment.
The crazy part is she was right. The lady was like, girl, it's not about you. She's like, no, look, I'm about to make it about me. Like, you really did make it about you. You definitely made it about you, Lucy. You did that. So yeah, that's Frau Perchta.
So what you learned, don't be a Lucy.
Don't be a Lucy at all. And if the bears give you a chance to run, okay? Do not walk, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Just run. Well, you've made it to the end.
You must really like the sounds of our high-pitched voices and quirky commentary.
You might as well like and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified every time we drop new content. If you want to follow our social medias, they will be linked in the description box below.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. Be good. Tell your children to be good, or Frau Perchta will come and get them.
Do not be a Lucy.
Do not be a Lucy. And Retroflora says, Happy Holidays!